So these geometric problems are a little bit more advanced, but we're still just multiplying polynomials. The big thing here is that we have to remember our formulas. So if you take a look at number 3, on this page we have the area of a trapezoid. Well, the area of a trapezoid is side 1 and side 2, so b1 plus b2, so bases. We're dividing those by 2, and then we're multiplying it to the height. If we find each of these, here's one base. No, it does not matter which one is b1 or b2. And then here is our height. So if we were to substitute this in, we get 8x squared plus 3x. And we can also put those in parentheses just to help us out, plus the base, which is the other base, which is 2x cubed. Again, I put those in parentheses. So here, if you wanted, you could put brackets. This is a lot of rounded parentheses here. We divide that whole thing by 2, and then we're going to multiply by the height. We're going to follow the parentheses first. When we simplify our parentheses, we get, well, 8x squared and 2x cubed can't be combined. None of it can be combined, so it just becomes, if we put this in standard form, you get 2x cubed. You do not need to put it in standard form, but sometimes it helps to organize it. And then we have 4x squared. We can go ahead and simplify it further, right? Let's go ahead and divide these, each one up. I'm going to move this over so you can follow along. We end up with 2x cubed divided by 2, which gives me x cubed. 8x squared divided by 2, which gives me a positive 4x squared. And 3x divided by 2, ooh, I can't do that, so it becomes 3x over 2. Remember, this is still separate in parentheses because I still have to multiply the entire thing by 4x squared. So we're going to want to distribute it. We get 4x to the 5th. Do not forget your product rule. Plus 16x to the 4th. Plus, you actually get 12x cubed divided by 2, which becomes 6x cubed once we simplify it out. And that is our final answer. For problem like number 4 and 5, you have to remember that area of a rectangle is length times width. I'm going to take these separately. I'm going to take the big one and then the small one. Essentially what you're doing is you're finding the shaded region by finding the area of the larger rectangle, which in this case is 6x times 8x minus 1. And I'm going to put these in parentheses because I need to find that entire area, right? Area equals length times width. But then I need to find the area of the smaller rectangle. But again, I'm putting these in parentheses because I need to find the entire area. Then at the end, I want to subtract them, right? We want to take away the unshaded region, so we're only left with what's shaded. This can be tricky because oftentimes people will switch these. You'll put the larger one second and the smaller one first. Don't do that. It's the larger one minus the smaller one. Otherwise, you're going to end up with negatives or the wrong expression. In this case, when we multiply this out, we're going to distribute the 6x. So you get 48x squared minus 6x. Again, I'm just going to keep these in parentheses. Make it easier for you so you do not lose your work. I'm going to keep these in parentheses. I'm going to distribute 2x to the 5x, and I get 10x squared, and 2x to the 3, so I get 6x. This is the reason why we keep them in parentheses now, this next step. If you notice, we can't combine like terms because we have subtracting polynomials. We did this in lesson 5.1 earlier. So you're going to distribute the negative sign. You get a negative 10x squared and a negative 6x. This affects the final answer. Keeping your work organized is going to be super important. Now we can combine our like terms. So we get a 38x squared. And then we can combine these, which becomes a negative 12x. They don't cancel out. It's a negative 12x because it's a minus plus a minus. And that's our final answer. Go ahead and try number 5. Pause the video here before I show you the answer. And here's the answers to those.